All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is KIODIEKIN. And so I wanted to go ahead and test a theory of mine. I can't believe I haven't done this much earlier, but I wanted to test the effects of the Sinden Lightgun on a 3D TV while it's in 3D mode. You guys have probably seen me use this TV in some of the previous videos, but I never enabled 3D mode and I couldn't see or find any other reviews out there. And so one of the purposes of this test is pretty simple. You guys will see the effects here in just a second, but let me go ahead and move this. It's not activated as of yet, but one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because there's a lot of information that has been left out of light gun testing. Most people will have you believe that the light gun interacts directly with the TV or it interacts directly with the game. However, the majority of your light gun experience is determined not just by some of the game, but also the emulator. The emulator truly tells the light gun really where to go because all the equipment is fed into the emulator, and then of course the emulator in most cases runs the game. The other factor today with the Sinden light gun is that the Sinden light gun doesn't use an IR sensor. It uses the borders around the TV, as you guys can see. And so the other thing that has been left out of the narrative is millisecond response time. How does a light gun game react to millisecond response time? Now, I'm not going to go into that test today. That's something on another level, but I did release a video a few weeks ago in regards to millisecond response time and what that is. And so that also has had me curious as to how some of these light guns respond with millisecond response time, because if you have a higher millisecond response time on the TV, then are you truly shooting at the image or are you shooting at a delayed response, obviously, so to speak? And so, of course, that does lead into another form of the question is, well, then how does the Sinden light gun, how is it affected across different forms of technology? Meaning such as 3D, what if the manufacturer is using diodes or a panel that reflects cameras or conflicts with this type of technology? Now, with the AE light gun, Gun 4IR, or anything that is infrared operative or works in that manner, you don't have to worry about that because the gun is shooting at the infrared sensor, so it won't work theoretically. And obviously we're going to prove that. But so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Sinden. Well, the Sinden light gun's already plugged in, and we're using Retro Lizard's Beta Zero image. You guys could download. I think it's what, 64 gigabytes, 56 games. So let's see how the Sinden responds when I turn on the 3D. All right. And so as you can see, it's all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and switch 3D modes. You can see now the cursor or the bar is all over the place. There's the Sinden moving down there at the bottom left. Let's go ahead and change. All right, there it is back again. We stopped watching 3D. And let's go ahead and pick the other one, which puts 3D on top of one another. All right, there you go. So the reason why I wanted to do this test is because obviously I haven't seen it anywhere around. But when people say, hey, you have the best light gun, or if you're looking for a light gun for all, extensive purposes, in this particular case, this gun is affected not by the technology of the gun, but also by the limitations or the technology of the TV. Now, I highly doubt this gun was tested with the 3D TV. Obviously there's no videos on it, and of course other people of you in the community had questions like, hey, how would it work on a projector if the screen, if the room is dark, if it's light? But this is very important because what if they start manufacturing TVs, or what if there's TVs out there right now that have a panel or some type of sensors in there that don't like working with cameras? And this is very important, and this is why I wanted to make this, is because this is 3D. This is obviously, as you can see, the sensors all over the place. Obviously, the bars all over the place, and what it does is with the 3D TV, it creates a double image on the screen, so that way it pops out when you have your 3D glasses on. I mean, I have mine behind me, but obviously you guys won't be able to see anything. But this is just very important to know, because when you have this type of technology, you have this type of gun, it's not just dependent on the gun itself, but also your monitor. I mean, so if you have a monitor and you're not familiar with all the specs what specs are going to interfere with your technology. Now, again, this should work for a number of robust panels that are out there. But again, you have TVs out there now with different crystal clear display chips. This TV here and the one on the left of me, they have different chips in them. That's why the clarity is a lot better. But again, things like that could affect the technology as far as your performance and your gameplay, and it throws off your accuracy. Now, we haven't even gotten into millisecond response time, but again, this was really important for you guys to know because the AE Light Gun and the Gun 4 IR won't be susceptible to playing games in 3D. And I know a lot of people don't have 3D TVs. They've been, phased out. That's one of the reasons why I got this one, because I wanted to watch some of my movies and TV shows in 3D. But these are things that you guys should know when making a decision as far as not just the 3D capability, but are you going to run into a problem in the future where manufacturers of TVs are making or using panels or maybe diodes or lights within a monitor that would prohibit you from using your light gun. And so that's something really important to look out for, in the future, and also keep in mind. I know a lot of you have had issues setting up the Sinden Light Gun in terms of calibration and whatnot, and you could do that with the software. But what if you run across a TV or a projector that's just like, screw that, it's not going to work? It's going to throw off, your accuracy. And with this, you can't calibrate this because it's all over the place. There's no software for the Sinden Light Gun to calibrate for 3D TVs because it creates a double image, and then of course it throws the border off. But I thought this test would be interesting in case you guys wanted to see, what it would look like. And even though with this particular baddest area image, it's slightly off a little bit, but it does give you, some pretty decent accuracy for aiming and whatnot. And there's no way to adjust the software on here. Now, I don't have any of the infrareds plugged in for the AE Light Gun, so don't expect any movement. However, you can see that it is steady and it's not bouncing all over the place. So, again, I wanted to point that out to you because in case you guys are making a decision on whether you should go with a infrared based gun or the Sinden Light Gun, which uses a camera, these are kind of things that you should, keep in mind maybe in the near future. So leave me a comment down below if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to see any more additional tests. I haven't seen any of these out there on YouTube, and personally, I think that's one of the most important things out there is understanding this and just being aware of it, because, a lot of people still think, hey, I buy a light gun, I'm going to start shooting at a TV, but you don't realize between your A to G, there's multiple different steps in between you and the TV that gets it to work. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You got your emulator, you got your TV, you got your TV panel, at least particularly for the Sinden Light Gun. And then, of course, you have the lights around you that could affect you. Then, of course, you have the coders. What is their understanding of the light gun? So, again, I wanted to make this to keep everything in perspective for all of you who probably haven't seen this before, if it maybe hasn't come up in mind, because I'm still curious as to, myself, how does a true light gun react in regards to millisecond response time? Like, what are you shooting at? Are you shooting at the image, or are you shooting at something that already happened on the screen and it's not really real time? But all of those would be curious things to know. But yeah, the Sinden Light Gun is way all over the place with 3D technology. It's not accurate all over the place. I mean, but who knows? Maybe they'll make a software upgrade for it. I highly don't think so, because you would have to understand how the TV is rendering this image. It has it all over the place. You guys can see that. It's just all jittery. And then, of course, we turn it off. There we go. Now it's all steady. But like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye. All right, let's turn the 3D on right now. Yeah, 3D mode is definitely all over the place. You know, on the camera here, you can't really tell it's in 3D. It's a little blurry, but not too much.